What's up, everyone? Dark Scream 217 here, and today we're gonna do another discussion topic. Originally, I had another video planned to be uploaded today, but due to certain circumstances and stuff, I decided to push it to somewhere at the end of this week. The video in question is actually going to be a spoiler talk on Sword Art Online. The thing is, I actually want somebody to join me on this one as well because that person also has an interest in that anime as well as the second season. And I want to talk with him about our overall thoughts about the show. But I do want to put a video out early this week, and I think it's a good time to do another discussion topic since the last one was about 3 weeks old, maybe more. But as usual, before we begin with the actual topic, replies to the last video. Buzzword: first anime he ever bought, Grave of the Fireflies, quite depressing. So I've heard. Let's see. Chibi GC said her first anime was Dead Otoko Princess. Never heard of that anime before. Heard of Digi Shuret, I don't know how to pronounce it. Shuret, Carrot, whatever. The one with Dejiko in it. But I never heard of Dead Otoko Princess. I'm gonna look that up after recording this. Slasher Master said he bought his first purchase was Gurren Lagann. That's cool. That's cool. Still have yet to see all of it, though. 8 King 14, aka Windsor 321. Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah. That's an anime I remember vividly on Adult Swim. Did not like it when it got moved to Toonami because, boy, did the censorship suck on that one. Pikachu OZ. First animes he bought were a Japanese version of Pokemon and Cardcaptor Sakura on VHS. The first two Pokemon V's cost me only $15, while Cardcaptor Sakura was $20 at a... Was the Japanese version of Pokemon, like, licensed, or what? I never heard of Japanese... I heard a Japanese release of Cardcaptor Sakura by Pioneer, who would later become Geneon Universal, but I never heard of the Japanese Pokemon VHS making a release here. That I would like to know more about, if you can, post a comment in this video as well. Big C, can't remember the first anime he bought. He says it might have been One Piece, Season 1 First Voyage, which I also picked up, after hearing about the uncut re-release to see if Funimation actually did a good job with it. It's not as bad as 4Kids, it's actually pretty good. Not a big One Piece fan, but, kudos to Funimation for handling it a lot better than they did. Duke Nukem 3DO, first anime he ever bought was the Elfen Lied box set. I have seen all of Elfen Lied, have the box set myself. My box set is one of those small thin pack ones, which are bare bones in content, but they were dirt cheap. I think that one cost me like, what, 15, 20 bucks? Still like that anime. I haven't rewatched it. Rewatched it recently, but a lot of people have a change of heart about that show. They used to love it, now they think it's a piece of crap. And I also read the manga online, which is definitely way better. But the anime, it still has a special place in my heart because this was back in the time when I still really loved anime. John Manas, he says, Dot Hack Liminality Part 1, LOL. That's the OVA that came with the Part 1 of the video game, if I'm not mistaken. Beast 67. First anime he ever bought was the Burn Up Excess collection. Then he got Dirty Pair Flash and Dragon Ball GT single DVDs. Interesting collection. And yeah, GT does suck. I still have Burn Up Excess myself, but I like 4 episodes shy away from completing it. And it's been like that for 7 years, guys. I don't know why I haven't gotten around to finishing it, but I haven't gotten around to finishing it. It's not a bad anime either. It's pretty entertaining for what it was. Also, regarding his Sonic X mark, okay, maybe not a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that, but I've actually heard some people say that Sonic X was still better than the Sonic OVA or Sonic movies, the ones with Metal Sonic in it. And boy, do I disagree with that 100% as both an anime fan and as like a former Sonic fan or a person who used to love Sonic, but now I'm just kind of meh about it. Aptendo, Fully Cooley on Blu-ray. Yet to rewatch it. You probably should, because I remember Fully Cooley being awesome. But that's just me. And last, Ansel Ford. He said the first anime he ever bought was Dragon Knight on VHS, and he continued to buy anime ever since. Again, not an anime that rings a bell, and the only Dragon Knights I know of is the Western Kamen Rider adaptation of Ryuki, which I really need to get around to finishing because I was actually enjoying that, but despite its wooden acting. Okay, the next topic I have, originally I had this plan a couple months ago, but I put it in the back burner and I instead broadened the topic a little more. It's very similar to the anime that you hated at first, learned to love. Except in this case, it's a character, an anime character you hated at first, but you actually over time, like this character. For any reason. Second viewing with a different perspective. The character actually developed more to where the traits that you hate about him or her were almost non-existent. Etc., etc. Comment who the character is and your reasons why, or post a video response. And now I can actually start with my answer. And my answer would be, and this is straight from the anime and manga Genshiken, Saki Kasakabe. The reason why I hate this character, first off, to describe who she is. She is a regular character in Genshiken, a mainstay character for at least the first series. She rarely shows up in the second one. At least in the manga, she rarely shows up, which is what I'm more up to speed on. Not the anime of Genshiken. Second season? The way they title those animes, the way the animes got titled, on a side note, so confusing. There's Genshiken. Then there's Genshiken 2, and then now they decided to call the one that's based off of the more recent adaptations Genshiken second season. Anyways, back to Saki. She is supposed to be the straight man of the group, the normal person among this whole group of otakus, and she was a bitch. Like, when you hear the first words that come out of her mouth that she ever speaks in the first episode, you'll get that impression right away. And if that wasn't enough, there was a scene later in that first episode where after the Genshiken Club pulls a little prank on the character that was focused on that series, Kanji Sasahara, she shows up later on, and then he asks if she was a member in this club. And you know how Saki responded? Instead of saying no, or even a rude no, she just straight out punches him in the face for asking a simple question. And why is she even involved with them in the first place? Some of you might be asking at this point who are not familiar with Genshiken. Is because she wants to be in a relationship with her childhood friend, who is this Bishonen looking dude that you'll see on this picture on the far right, the dude with the blonde hair. That's Kosaka. He's actually one of the more hardcore otakus of their group too, and like me, he's a huge fighting game enthusiast, but unlike me, he's actually exceptionally skilled to the point where people can barely touch him in, fighting game matches of Guilty Gear or maybe Capcom vs. SNK. But yeah, yeah, and she even wanted to, want the club to be sabotaged. She even said that she wanted Kosaka to drop his hobbies so he could spend more time with her. Yeah, just not a very likable character at those first few episodes. There were even a few times because of this I kind of laughed at her misery, especially at the both in the halfway and at the end of the second episode, which I don't want to spoil for you, but let's just say she won't be getting any D tonight. However, there were times where she did help the club out. She even saved it from being disbanded at one point. And she even, cosplayed for them at some big event. That was a pretty hilarious episode. But anyways, and she even she even helped out one of the newer characters that later on get introduced, Chika Ogiwe, to where everything I used to hate about her is almost non-existent, continuing on with this series. So, yeah, there's a character, and now she is one of my favorite characters. So, that's the person on my list, Saki Katsukabe. Which anime character that you hated at first, but eventually liked? And again, it could be for any reason, rewatching it and getting a different perspective. Character, grew and, developed to where he or she became interesting. Whatever. Post a comments, explain your reasons, then or video response, and I will catch you guys another time. But I'll try to get my discussion on Sword Art Online sometime soon this week, okay? With all that said, Dark Scream 217 signing out.